Greetings and welcome to One Sparkle Up Church. Thank you for being a part of this community. Now, at a certain age you get to, you want to take care of less in life. So that's why I've always been a plant mom. Sure, I had different exotic and domestic pets for the children, because they had to learn responsibility. And this is why you give a child a pet, so they can learn that there's more in life than just taking care of themselves. They're taking care of another species. So for me, it's always about plants. So today I just went and cleaned out the water, and basically you have to have, for a lucky bamboo, you have to have, what do you call it, distilled water, not any other type of water, because they're very finicky like a female. Okay, so then you put in your different crystals. They're never rocks. Take geology in college, you'll learn that. Different crystals, because they vibrate at a different energy. So you want to make sure that you have different types of energy for your plant. Now, to make it decorative, I noticed that there is a difference between what the plant likes and what the plant needs. Now you have a choice to make it pretty bling bling, if you want green marbles or if you want white marbles. Now I find that the plants are finicky when it comes to color. It knows the difference. I put green in for a while and it said X-nay and it started dying. It does not like the vibration of the green marble. So we don't do green anymore. We do white, so you can make a pretty bling bling on top, because the reflection of the white creates more clear vision. I don't know, maybe for the plant root to see. I don't know. It's got a mind of its own, right? So then you could put those in there and make a pretty bling bling. And then when you're all done putting the pretties inside, because it's just like people. They have bling bling and jewelry and clothes and whatnot. Like when I went to Egypt for vacation, 3-week vacation, this couple got on the shuttle and they had a lot of bling bling. Well, they were proud of what they created, and so they had a lot of money. And I said, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Don't be showing your bling bling to everybody, because when you go to a store, you will then be overcharged because they see that you have money. So if you have bling bling, make sure you are careful in the company that you decide to share your bling bling with. Okay? So you put a few of those in there, make it pretty. And I would have to dig more to go in and find all the little pretty clear. And they have the flat crystals, but you can see this marble is flat. It's green, so that's X-nay on that. Now you can get your different size, never a rock, crystal, because it has a different vibration. So once you do that, when you bring these home from the store, by the way, take off the rubber band, take off the binding wire that is coated your plant. Take that off. Let it breathe. Because I've seen plants in landscape and actually grow around whatever's binding them. And whatever's growing around, it's then losing its molecules in its cell tissue, trying to still grow and be free. So take away the binding agents. Rinse your plant off. Now you brought it home, it is stressed, you moved it. So you rinse it off, take off your binding agent. I prefer, in certain plants, water, not dirt. They grow much better. So this particular plant, Lucky Bamboo, is distilled water. So once I cleaned it, then I set it up exactly the height that I want for the plant. I fill it in with the crystals. Now each one has, when you see like red rocks, it has oxidation. And that is particularly from the element that's creating the red color on that rock that is technically a crystal. So once you got your crystals, you separate in the height and width of your plant that it can grow better than what it was in the store. Because now you are the plant caretaker. You're the plant mom, the plant dad. I don't want any pets that I have to pick up poop and feed it. Too much work. It's too much. They're talking back and blah, blah, blah. This is more of a silent listener. You must listen to your plant, what it is telling you. It does speak to you. You just have to know how to pay attention. Now, this particular plant, as I said, it is crystal. It is sitting in a crystal vase, okay? Not plastic. If it's in plastic, you're trying to kill your plant. Then you put in your distilled water. Now, when it comes to the Lucky Bamboo, it doesn't want water on the stalks, only on the roots. If you go on the stalks, you're starting to kill the plant. Now it's got a little bit, because the water's right here, a little bit of stalk, mostly the root. The root will go down inside the container. So that is your basic indoor plant. And professional, 33 years, heavy equipment operator, truck driver, landscaper. So plants are my thing. I've been studying the chemical compounds of plants and other species since the age of 12. So pretty much they're easy peasy piece of cake. And when you know exactly what the plant wants and needs, it's easy peasy piece of cake, because you tend to its needs once a week. I have too much stuff on my plate. Taking care of me, myself, and I after my third different cancer, and I'm working on my third doctorate degree. I just retired 8 weeks ago, in 2 days, so now I can get back into more of the type of pets that I need and deserve, and that is plants. Because they speak very loud. You just know how. You have to learn how their language is. So for this morning, as with all things, I'm too busy. Trust me, I got 20 projects going at one time. Everybody who knows me knows I was too busy to work. Which is true. I'm always too busy. And I got places to go, people to see, and things to do. I'm busy. I don't have time for shenanigan crap. So, for the plant, when you're rinsing it off, last note is you run it under, I run it under, filtered water. It's carboned water and all that jazz. It's clean water, okay? So you go in and you take your hands, because it wants your touch, your energy, so it knows who exactly its caretaker is. So you go in and you rub your hands on the plant as you're rinsing it off, okay? And then this way, it knows who the caretaker is. It's just like animals. They go and smell your behind, because they're smelling your heat. And the heat comes out of your mouth, your eyes, your nose, and your behind. It looks for any opening, whether it's a dog, a bee, or anything. They're smelling your heat, your fear, to see how much fear you're carrying. That's the whole point of another living species, to see if it gets along with you. So you're rinsing it off under the water. Then you do the separating of the binding stuff. And then you're checking the roots to make sure the root system is clean. So you're barely going down the roots. You're wrinkling it because you want to loosen up the dead roots. Remember, you just stressed it out, bringing it home. Any type of transporting. So when you move something, you must leave it for like a week before you play with it again, because otherwise it's going to stress out and start dying. The death of a plant starts on the tips of the plant. When the tips start changing colors or drooping, it's saying, Mama, I need care. Papa, I need care. I'm hungry. You need fertilizer. Mama, you're drowning me. You got too much water. A lot of people have too much TLC for their plant, and they'll kill it to death. Literally, they'll kill their plant. So make sure you have the adequate amount, the right type of water, whether filtered or distilled water, for that particular plant. You have to understand the environment the plant grew up in if you want the plant to survive and grow within the environment that you are creating. So it's about the type of water, the environment, and the atmosphere. Plants pick up vibration, whether it's your energy, the energy of what's around that is creating new life for it. It will understand. These are the unspoken words that you have to listen to when you're taking care of a plant. There is so much that people really don't understand why plants were created. And so, remember, once you got it in there, after rinse it all, you got it in there, put your little bling blings in there. You could do, I've done all white marbles, and the plant was extremely happy. It just doesn't like green. I don't know what's the clue in that. But anyways, keep it happy. Happy plants are happy homes. These are air purifiers. So it cleans out all the nasties called dust, which is technically a bug that creates bacteria. So you want to get rid of all the little nasty critters hanging out in the realms of your existence and your environment. And remember, why do you want to create havoc in your world of another species that's going to actually be the demise of you, creating bacteria? Hey, bacteria sits too long, guess what? Boom, what do you know? You got a virus. Hey, we all need more sickness, illness, and disease, right? So there you go. You fill it up after cleansing it. You put your bling bling, fill it up with the correct type of water, and then you move it to the place it's going to be at for 1 week. Give it time to adjust. At the end of the week, you take your bling blings out, you rinse it off again. Yes, I do it with filtered water. It's carbon, all that good jazz. Anyways, you go and you cleanse it off. You take your fingers, you rub along the stalk again, because there's going to be that beginning of algae in the water. Because remember, you have water, H2O, it creates another life form. That other life form is, lo and behold, bacteria for your plant. Alright? So you rub your fingers on it, and the running water's going. Check your roots, move it to make sure there are no dead roots, because you're cleaning that out slowly. Once you've done that, you wash your container and your bling bling with soap and water. Then you rinse it off, put it back in. After you clean the container, soap and water, all rinsed, put all your bling blings in, and then you add your water that's specifically for that plant. Now, do you know why there is 3 in a Lucky Bamboo, because it's about understanding 3D third dimension is 3 of anything is trilogy. So you are creating trilogy in your environment. The 3 in Feng Shui has to do with many things in your own existence that you are creating. So when you're doing your plant environment, no more than 3 to 5 max when you're creating the environment in a particular section, because you got 9 rooms in your home, and the bagay map, whatever, bagay, you say tomato, I say tomato, okay? So now, inside the map, you have a particular 9 rooms. In each room, 3 elements only together. That is with interior decorating, feng shui, and landscaping. It's all the same. It is the environment of trilogy. So when you go to pick out your plants, remember, no more than 5 max in one place setting at a time. Just like I have 5 pyramids over there. Shungate is what those crystals are called. That's to reject EMF from the external world, so as not to give me extra EMF from electronics. That's called a protective barrier. Okay? So anyways, everything is set up for a specific reason. You just have to figure out what you want your environment to create your world. That's all it is. Is that way, and that's the way it is. And life is love, love is life. Blessing from Reverend Dr. Lewis, DDIB, PhD, and thank you for your support.